Everyone, this video is going to go on my YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell so that you're aware every time I upload a new recipe, a new video, or go live. Stay tuned. I will have some vlogs for you guys uploaded shortly. I'm in the editing process. I just wanted to jump on live really quickly to discuss some brief thoughts that I had while I was driving today. Ladies, I'm talking to the ladies because my platform is geared toward women, younger women, older women of all ages, all races, all creeds, backgrounds, classes, socioeconomic statuses are the audience that I would like to ultimately cultivate here, and those who I would like to follow me, those who I'm looking to set an example for. Ladies, it is very important for you to only seek the company of, guidance of, leadership from, and wisdom of those who you aspire to be, those who are like-minded, those who are in a space in society that is deemed follow worthy, for lack of better words. In this moment, I'm searching the air for the words that I want to speak. Those who are in spaces that you'd like to be in, those who have forged a path that is conducive to womanhood, and those who, and I'm not speaking necessarily in the healing space, I'm speaking in any space that you aspire to be in. Follow the paths. If you don't have real life examples or never had real life examples, follow the paths of those who are more in tuned and in alignment with who you are as a woman. I made a tweet a little while ago, and make sure you're following me on all platforms. My Twitter is outlier4purpose. I made a tweet a while ago and I said, women who are othered, black women who are othered, meaning women who were raised in multicultural environments, women who are, just well educated in all spaces, all areas of life, those who seek higher learning, higher knowledge, those who are well traveled, and those who still have more traveling to do, more knowledge to seek, more knowledge to attain, have a very difficult time navigating life outside of a corporate space, because these trenches and this wide world and this internet and this web and spaces that are not professional are very difficult to navigate for someone who is a trained professional and who conducts themselves as such. It is very difficult navigating life in spaces that are not structured, spaces that do not have ground rules, with dire consequences where you can actually lose your livelihood, and be punished for going against corporate company policies, going against professionalism and certain standards that are of a higher level. In other words, if you are just simply out here mixing your life with those who have nothing to lose, those who aren't really aspiring to anything, or those who are willing to throw their lives away and lose it all, you are playing a losing game, and you're setting yourself up for failure, ladies. You have to really vet the circles that you place yourself in, the environments that you choose to enter, the people who you choose to align yourself with. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Self-preservation, it is the first law of human nature. Using your discernment, trusting your gut, really taking your time, entering new spaces with those who you're not familiar with, those who you do not know, is of utmost importance for women. Women have a journey and a path in this life to navigate that is much different than a man. Something I mentioned to my therapist, and I should have made this a podcast session, but I honestly feel that I should slow down on the podcast because, again, women in this world need to operate in a way that is much different from a man. We don't have the safety precautions and measures that men do. Men and women are not the same. So there are certain things that I, as a woman, cannot discuss on a public platform because it is not advantageous for me personally. And again, self-preservation is the first law of nature. So even though my platform is that of a teaching platform, Mindset Meals Motivations, and now incorporating my pet platform, which I was always going to incorporate, Spoils of Bella. Make sure you're following me on all platforms. She'll also have a YouTube channel. Bella, my puppy, my dog, and my cat. There are certain ways and certain methods that a woman needs to teach. Again, that is much different than a man, especially for the entire public. For public consumption, there are certain things that women should not say, and we ought not say, because our safety can then be in jeopardy. We are physically not stronger than men. A lot of men do not see this, do not understand it, don't take it into account, do not care, because they see us as equal. We are not equal. We have a different journey. We have a different path in this life. Again, self-preservation, your personal interests first, ladies. Your ultimate career goals, your ultimate lifestyle goals need to be paramount. Okay, and you have to look after you, because no one else will. If you burn your platform to the ground, as I see a lot of ladies are doing here on this internet, if you ruin your own reputation, ruin your own allies, ruin your own opportunities, you will be stuck out here on an island by yourself, ladies. Again, I tweet a lot of things because I'd rather write. I'm by nature a writer. That's what comes most natural to me, and I'd much rather write, because people read things or hear things or see things, and the way the human mind works with this mixed bag of nuts that we have on this internet, and it's pun intended, right? Because I cook this mixed bag of nuts, this cesspool of all different sorts of people with different backgrounds, different levels of understanding. People can take things the wrong way. People can be offended and triggered by the words that you say. So again, ladies have to move and operate very differently in the world and in society as a whole. Again, men and women, we're not the same. We are not the same. We may all share the same skin tone. We may all be the same race. We don't come from the same place, and we're not going the same places. We don't want the same things. Autonomy. Not enough people own and claim their autonomy, and again, are very mindful and very purposeful about where they want to go, who they align themselves with, the path that they take to get there, not latching on to the first low-hanging fruit opportunity that's presented to you, because it'll come back and bite you in the butt. Everything that is presented to you is not good and not for you necessarily. All that glitters isn't necessarily gold. You can destroy yourself, your reputation, again, your career goals, your ultimate goals, your opportunities for advancement, or your name being sought after, or to be placed in or enter into spaces or rooms that are actually deemed for you. You can ruin that by latching on and aligning with things that are not for you. It is much safer for a woman to observe without absorbing, gain a true understanding and a clear understanding for who people are, how they move, and then making decisions that are solely beneficial to you. Whether or not someone deems you selfish, that's on them. How people feel about you is on them. What people think about you is on them. Your life is yours. It belongs to you. There is far too much monkey see, monkey do, echo chamber on this internet. Not enough women are wise and mindful enough at our big ages to separate ourselves and not get involved with the mess. The mess doesn't get you anywhere in life, but involved in more mess. It really doesn't at all. One thing I absolutely positively adored about my mother is that she was a student of life. She taught me to be a forever student of life. I would just watch her and be in awe of her at how she knew so much, but she was always willing to learn more, always. two of my most favorite moments with my mother. One was she adored Princess Diana. I knew nothing about the royal family, but when Princess Diana died, I remember, I think I was still living at home at that time, or I was visiting home. I remember sitting in the living room with her in our singular chair, watching our floor model TV, the old school big floor model TVs, and we were just watching all the happenings that day of when Princess Diana was run down by the paparazzi and got into that horrific car crash. And my mom was just giving me background and details and information about the royal family and why she loved her so much, how elegant Princess Diana was, how feminine she was, how othered she was, you know. Yeah, I also there aren't enough women, specifically black women, that I see on this internet who are soft and feminine, especially in the teaching space. Ladies, being a hardened woman is not wisdom. You're just a hardened woman who knows some stuff. Being hardened, not being nurturing to other people, not being nurturing to your children, nurturing to pets, you know, all those things matter. It speaks to your character and who you are as a person and the type of crowd you're going to garner, you know, and the people who are going to gravitate toward you. There are certain women who do not seek the company of women who are not soft. And unfortunately, a lot of women who are not soft are offended by that. And that's of no consequence to me at all. That's something that we all have to deal with in our own mirror. Soft women get bullied by people who are unsafe and are hardened with their hardened behaviors. Soft women are often targets of those with hardened behaviors, you know. So it's something, again, that women need to be more mindful of, take into consideration, again, when you are entering new spaces, corporate spaces, any space, a working environment. Your coworkers are not your friends. Those are your coworkers. Those are people that you work with to make your money and you go home. You know, in some environments, some settings, in some co-working environments, you can make friends and build comrades and build a tribe and a team of, you know, like minds and people who you'd like to, you know, deal with on the outside of your work setting. But in most work settings, you need to keep it professional. Do not share all your personal business and tell things that you don't want the entire public to know about you, because when mad day comes, and mad day usually always comes, then you've given people ammunition to use against you. And it's not that you have to hide anything, it's just that everything isn't for public consumption, and a lot of ladies don't move that way because you weren't taught that way. My mother always told me, hold things back for yourself. Everything is not for everyone. Everyone is not for you. Lots of people are in competition with you. They seek to destroy you. Whether or not people call themselves healers, teachers, whatever people call themselves, people have ulterior motives. The point of content creation is to earn an income. Whether that be your primary source of income ultimately or a side source of income, content creation is for income generation. It is for a revenue stream. And people with ill intent will use you for food to make their content and make their money off your back. By using your personal information, you become a target. So it is very important for ladies to be mindful of how they move and who they move with, no matter what space you're in life. Again, a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people do need healing. Your job is not to heal individuals on a one-on-one basis. In my opinion, whether you're being paid or not, a lot of people cannot be taught. Our behaviors are hardwired. We become who we are at a very young age in our formative years, generally by the age of 5. I've known this for a long time. It took me a long time to piece it together and really understand people don't change. We are who we are. We become more of who we are, much more than who we are and much more of who we are once we attain influence, power, money, status, any influence over other people. If you deep down inside still have demons and wounds, you walk earth hurting other people, and some people simply can't help it. It's the way that their brains are wired. So it is not your job, ladies, to try and change people. It's your job to learn who people are and understand them, gain your own level of self-awareness, and learn whether or not you want to take company with them. It's not your job to change people. It is never your job to teach a man to be a man. You're not his mom. There is a caricature in the black community known as a mammy. It is not your job to abandon yourself to become another grown man's mom. He will resent you for it, and he'll take all your mommying and all your babying and use it on another woman. If you're a man's mom, you have left no room for you to be his girlfriend, his fiance, or his wife. Men resent women who tell them what to do. They don't want another mom. They want a soft vessel, a opposite partner to partner with in life. A lot of ladies don't understand this. Again, I watched my mother and learned so many things from her, so many gems. A lot of things I do not say here publicly because, again, they are not for public consumption, and I really want to limit the words that I speak on this platform, because those words can then come back to backfire and bite me. People use you. People use your words. People wield things against you. Walking, talking, human, fire-breathing demons. That's what human beings are. We're all either angels or demons. The ones who are creating, totally creating, completely in our God energy, using every gift available to us that's coming from inside of us. Those are the angels walking earth. We're here to help. We're here to nurture. We're here to teach. We're here to inspire. We're here to lead in a way to truly help people, but ultimately we are helping ourselves, right? We all have that dark and light in us, every single human being. But again, men and women are different. So I'm jumping around as different points, different topics. Again, self-preservation, it's the first law of nature. Men and women are different. The way men and women need to operate should be different. The way I operate is completely different than a man. Again, ladies, so many men want to turn you into a man or a surrogate mom to heal their inner child, their inner little boy. That's work that they need to do for themselves on their own. They will drain you dry. You will wind up looking 10, 20 years older than who you are. You will become a version of yourself other than what you are, trying to fix him. It is not your job. A lot of ladies don't take heed to this. They feel like it's their responsibility to save the world at the expense of themselves. And I think that those ladies, if that's what you choose, do whatever it is that you want to do. Whatever makes you happy. Whatever is fulfilling to you. And then at the end of the day, you have to go home to your house. You have to turn the key to your door, and you have to figure out your life for yourself. So you take whosever advice that you want to. You do whatever makes you happy in life. I give that advice to any and everyone. For me, I'm going to do what works best for me. Yeah, there were some things that I needed to look at within me. Life is always teaching us. We're all each other's mirror. I am nothing more than an improved design of who my grandmother and mother were. That is it. My mother, another really poignant moment that stood out for me. I am someone who is normally a planner. I normally plan all the steps in my life. This is the first time in my life that I've ever been unintentionally intentional in any space or phase of life ever. First time ever that I've ever been unintentionally intentional. Coming into this space of social media, of content creation, just out here willy-nilly, now dialing it back and being a lot more intentional, right? But I usually need to know the end of the story. I need to see the end and work from the end in order to fulfill my journey. This is the first time ever, right? So I think back, and that's why I like great film, great twister, teaser, great art, great movies, things that make you think, things that twist your brain in a way that you have to learn, you have to see something, your brain opens up, different parts of your brain, different sensors are activated, right? So one of my favorite movies from a really long time ago is The Usual Suspects. The Usual Suspects with Kevin Spacey. I think, was The Usual Suspects a Martin Scorsese film? I had to look it up and see. I don't remember. But a film from the 90s. So good. All-star cast. That entire film, I was blown away to find out that he was Kaiser Soze at the end of the movie. The first time in my life that I wasn't able to, that was one of the first times in my life of watching film that I was unable to actually predict the end before it got to the end. And I remember when he was in that police station, I don't think I can't remember the point where I actually realized he was Kaiser Soze, but as he walked out of the police station, when he started to straighten up his arm and straighten up his leg, and he lit his cigarette and he was going to get in that guy's car that he was talking about all throughout his storytelling while he was in the police station, I was blown away. And I remember going to my mom at that point, and I'm like, Mom, oh my God, I just saw the most phenomenal movie. And she's like, what? And I'm telling her all about it. And she said, let me watch it with you. We watched it again. Twice, back to back. I watched that movie. She watched it with me. And I can't remember what part it was, but early on, she saw it and she knew. And she pointed it out to me. She's like, this is where you should have realized that he was Kaiser Soze, that he was actually the devil. I'm telling you all this for a reason. This is a metaphor for life. She taught me how to watch people, how to discern, what things to look out for, what things to pick within a person to see. You know, no, you're overlooking this. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're missing this and you're missing that and you're missing that piece and you're not looking at this and you're not looking at that. That person is the devil. They are the devil. And all this grandiose storytelling and all this, you know, facade that they put on. And even with that, huge lesson. See, art imitates life. Films, music, television, all of it imitates life, right? Who we are as human beings walking earth. I went to school on Long Island. I was at Long Island University. A lot of people say that they have discernment. They do not. So I am very mindful to not follow the lead of strangers if they don't display really, really detailed, really specific characteristics of, I don't go here because of that. I don't align with them because of this. I won't do that because of that. And that's what serving God is for any human being who truly serves a higher power. Serving God or serving a higher power, whatever you call your God, keeps you in line as a human. And it stops you from doing certain things. It stops you from entertaining certain things. It stops you from aligning yourself with certain people, saying certain things, you know, because you have someone to answer to, someone who's actually covering and protecting you, someone whose favor, if you fall out of, you'll actually be punished for, because you're using their name in a way that you're not actually honoring them behind closed doors. You know, so I'm very particular about that. Again, ladies, self-preservation, first law of nature. If more ladies were intentional about themselves, their own autonomy, right? And listen, but for the grace of God, there go I could not be sitting here today, some of the things I've gone through in the past, right? I could not be sitting here today to be this more evolved evolution of who I am, and person who's lending a voice of reason in this space. And who knows where it may lead, right? I have my eye on certain things. Who knows where it may lead, right? So if I weren't this more evolved version, if I didn't have that background, that upbringing, that formative year training, those first 5 years of nurture and nature, right? Of all things, all races, all spaces. But for the grace of God, there go I. So I am not someone who's in a position or in a space of goody two shoes or, bashing anyone. Again, I'm just here to teach. And I understand that everyone holds a different position in life. Some people's position that they hold is to teach us who not to be. We are all each other's mirror, whether we voluntarily are or not. We're all each other's mirror. We're teaching people who to be or who not to be. And every area of each of our lives is important. How you speak to and treat people who can do nothing for you is the most telling of a human's character. How you speak to and treat those who can do nothing for you, how you speak to a waiter, how you speak to a cashier, how you speak to a clerk in the store, how you speak to those who are deemed beneath you. It all matters. We never know what space we're going to end up in life, and we never know who we may need, who we may meet later in life. Everyone holds a position that is of some level of importance. It's just that we don't all mesh, and we should not all be walking together or in alignment with one another. I am very particular, about who I align with. People get very offended by that because, again, we're all supposed to think very highly of ourselves. We all are, and we all should think very highly of ourselves. I believe, especially now, that every single one of us, our eyes, especially on this internet, have been open to a level of information and the age of technology where we're much more advanced than we were. A lot of information is information overload. A lot of the consumption is consumption overload if you're not specific about why you're looking or why you're seeking the information or what you're looking to learn or what your takeaways are after you've consumed the art or the information. A lot of us are not intentional enough, and we really do need to be more mindful of what we open our eyes, ears, our hearts, and our spirits to. Some things need to be blocked from your eyes, ears, your spirit, and your heart so that you don't ingest too much toxicity without knowing how to actually heal yourself to undo and heal that toxicity. And we all are our own healers. We're all our own healers. We are all our own healer. Healing starts with you making a decision to do different, be different, become different. Change your habits and hobbies. Change all of the things you do with yourself and for yourself in order to become the highest version of yourself. We're all our own healers. And then if we're wise, we seek wise counsel or mentorship, whether it be up close or afar. With, again, technology, really a lot of us don't need to pay for or hire a healer. If we're wise enough and if we have a baseline, we're able to seek the right information and the right guidance from the right sources so that we can move ourselves forward and, again, to gain knowledge and understanding. My whole issue, outside of gaining a lot of knowledge and understanding of myself and the ways that I moved in life and in the world, was honestly to understand other people and other people's worlds, to understand other people's backgrounds and upbringings and where their behaviors came from and what made people demonic, what made people want to harm other people, what made people act in the ways that they did, so I would no longer take things personal when that energy was directed at me, or so that I can easily forgive things that were or have been or that continue to be done to me. I want to establish a solid level of empathy. So that I don't take anything personal, that I have a true understanding of who people are and how they are, and then I just decide to separate myself or not align myself, right? That's what everyone should be doing. That's the point of life. It's for us to learn and then learn how to move and then learn how to move out of the way or move around, so that you can elevate in the way that you need to. Again, self-preservation. It's the first law of nature. You shouldn't want everyone's company access to you should be very exclusive. It should be very expensive. And I don't mean in a dollar way. It is poor spiritual hygiene to give everyone access to you. It's poor spiritual hygiene to align with friends who are toxic or who have toxic friends or toxic relationships, toxic partnerships, friendships. If you're aligning with people who feel that they deserve less than, I don't know why. Do you feel you deserve less than? Everyone you align yourself with is a reflection of you. It is much better for you to move in and out of spaces quietly. If that space is no longer for you, leave it quietly and peacefully, because the whole world is watching all of us. You will ruin your next opportunity or the best opportunity for you if you leave things and you burn the building down on your way out. Everything done in the dark does eventually come to light. People will see who other people are eventually. Eventually, we all show ourselves. There's only but so much hiding that we can do. Only but so much. How you show up, the words that you speak, the words that you write, all that I write comes from inside of me, all of it, even when I'm being toxic, right? And we all have a right to be toxic sometimes. Toxic positivity is not real. Being positive all the time is not real. Yes, I'm actually wired to be positive. I've had a ton of positive life experiences. Negativity creeps in, and you're allowed. People are told all the time by people who are toxic that you're not allowed to be toxic. You're allowed to express yourself in whatever way you deem fit if you feel that that works for you. You're allowed. You know, people want to take and steal the way that you speak, the information that you've learned, the information that you've attained, the things that you've read, the certified professionals that you've spoken with. Narcissists exist. They are the devil themselves. Narcissistic people exist. People whose embodiment of who they are is solely darkness. No happiness, no love, no joy, no empathy for anyone else, no nurture whatsoever. True darkness. It's a mental illness, and it exists. It's in our face every day. A lot of us miss it. Dr. Romani here on the internet has a whole YouTube channel where she explains narcissism. A lot of other people, Tony Robbins speaks on it. Brene Brown speaks on it. Dr. Jordan Peterson speaks on it. Oprah has spoken on it. So many people. So for anyone to try to steal the words out of your mouth, to steal the knowledge that you've attained, to steal your wisdom, your upbringing, your background, attach themselves to you in ways that are toxic, no thank you. No thank you. Self-preservation. The first law of nature. Some of us need to move in ways that are a lot more strategic than others because of the positions that we're in life. Everyone moves different. Everyone chooses the way that they move. If I ever see any woman ever tearing down a woman in public, I want nothing to do with you ever. It's toxic. It's an indication of how you were raised. If you steal a woman's pride, humiliate her publicly, force her to disrobe for the public, to diminish her, humiliation rituals are what they are called. Take away her story. Take away her ability to heal in the way that she sees fit. You are dangerous to be around. You'll do it to anyone, and it makes me question the relationship with your daughters or whomever you raised or whatever women you're around privately. It's important that every woman pays very close attention to how people nurture their own. All of that matters. It matters, and it doesn't matter who doesn't want you to bring it to light. It matters. We're all each other's mirror. All of us are. And again, there are various ways to teach. Women need to be very mindful about how we move in the world. A lot of us I'll say it again and again and again and again and again and again and again until it sinks in. There aren't enough women moving with strategy, not manipulation, strategy, with your own self being protected at the forefront of your mind, not aligning with anyone of any sort who shows you that they are not safe to be around, no matter the opportunity. No matter the opportunity. A lot of women do not move with wisdom on this internet at all. At all. I have been guilty. I have been guilty when I first came here. I didn't know what space I was entering. I wasn't mindful enough about what I was doing. A lot of us are very comfortable with ourselves. I'm one of them. A lot of us are very comfortable with ourselves. So when we get on this camera, it feels like it's just us and the camera. Our information is going out to over 8 billion people who are on this YouTube platform and who are on social media and who have a smartphone. And everyone has a different interpretation of what you say. And everyone in their own mind takes your information and uses it in ways for their own personal gain. Some people are taking your information and using it to better themselves. Some people are taking your information and using it because they want to harm you. So everyone has a different intent. Some is ill, and that's just the reality of what we deal with. Not everyone has good intent. You know, it doesn't matter what your intent is, but it is very important for you to move in a way that is in an effort to give out what you want to receive back. So it's very important to move with love. It's very important to move with peace and tranquility and move in your goddess energy, so that that's what you receive in return, you know. So that was it, you know, pretty much all I wanted to say. Again, ladies, the relationship that you have, if you are a single mom, parent, even if you're married, the way that you move and the way that you nurture your children is so important. It really is very important. That should be your number one priority if you're a parent, no matter what age you are. And it's very important to understand and know that we are all learning, no matter what age we are. No matter what age, young, old, and anything in between. We all should be in a space where we are all willing to learn and seek understanding. Okay? So I think that's all I want to say for now. I wanted to make this a live. This will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Again, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. There'll be more content for you soon. I'll be doing some vlogging for you guys in various formats. So again, make sure you're following me on all social media platforms. Purpose Not Permission on IG, Purpose Not Permission on Threads. On Twitter, Outlier for Purpose. My pet channel, Spoils of Bella, on TikTok, IG, Threads. Make sure you're following me everywhere and hit the link in my bio. Pick up a copy of my book, 39, An Open Letter to My Father. It's available on Amazon.com and all other retail sites online where books are sold. It is available for you to purchase. Make sure you are actually subscribe to my podcast. I'm actually still getting podcast downloads, which I'm very thankful for, that people still want to hear what I have to say and are listening to my voice. Again, I have to be strategic about what I say on this platform and be very mindful and demure and cutesy. Whoever created that is so annoying. Whoever created that is cute and it's catchy, but it's very annoying. But yeah, I have to be mindful about the way I move and what I say and how I say it, because your words live forever. And you don't ever want to be someone who's just jumping on this microphone again, like a lot of us have, and you wind up hurting people, and you wind up causing yourself to lose opportunities, right? So I think that's very important. So love, travel, and manifest. Live your life for purpose without asking anyone else for permission. And in case no one told you today, I love you. And I will check in with you all soon.